Welcome back to the basement, where it smells like dookie, but the art is groovy. Yes, indeed, my beautiful, wonderful people, it is time for another art video, and if there are 3 people I know who are super pumped for it, it's you, it's me, and it is my boy Davis over here. Up top, Chief! Yeah, let's establish some things right up top. I love stories and I love characters. Combine the two and you get my all-time favorite creative outlet. You're telling me I can imbue imaginary people with personalities and motivations that make them do things? It's the funnest thing in the world. You kidding me? And then you get to equip your characters for their own narrative journeys with some custom hair and clothes and internalized traumas and ooh! That's tasty. Heck, when it's done right, you can deduce an entire story from just a character's appearance. So, what do you deduce from this one, huh? They enjoy brushing the fingers of small children against a rusty washboard, baby? This hasty little scribble from my sketchbook is actually the basis for the character challenge for today. The challenge is to create an interesting character that's fleshed out in both appearance and identity using just this drawing as a base. Now, some of my favorite characters that I've ever drawn have started off as just doodles or sketches that weren't necessarily supposed to become anything more than that, so I'm confident that this one is going to be successful as well. Now, you didn't hear this from me, but the final drawing and the final character, it's already done. All of this future tense stuff, it's all just a ruse to boost viewer engagement, but shh! Don't tell anybody, alright? First step was to channel my inner CSI Miami by zooming and enhancing this original doodle, which basically meant upscaling it by making a bigger drawing with more details, just using the original doodle as the reference. I then took this more detailed version of the character and continued iterating on it with further sketches. The overall form and proportions of the character became much more solidified as I continued sketching, most notably in the facial structure and the body type. Some more distinctive and characterful elements, like the long ears and the wild hairstyle, also began to take shape during this phase. But it was at this point when I realized that the design was terrifyingly close to Fiona from Shrek. So it was time to introduce some new inspirations. Pro tip, if you're ever at a loss at how to maybe spice up your artwork a bit, just think about the things that you've really been enjoying lately and try to pull specific elements from those things and insert them within your work. For example, I love Hades. This game is my happy place. So good. I just love how each component somehow works in perfect synergy to create a holistic world using the disjointed canon of Greek mythology. It's spectacular. This extends, of course, to the characters, more specifically the goddess Demeter, whose portrait is actually one of my favorites in the game. I love her regal posture, her very cold disposition, and her very textured outfit with these natural yet icy and vegetal motifs. That's vegetal, not vegetable. There's a difference. It gave me the idea to imbue my character with a sort of sense of divinity, as well as an intrinsic connection to nature. Then I sought out more visual reference to help bolster these motifs, like the colorful, spiky shells of dragon fruit, the crisp, warm fragility of autumn leaves, and of course, the lucid compositions of John Ruskin, whose flowing, fabric-like brushstrokes containing superb balance of warm and cool colors in varying intensities construct serene, melancholic landscapes in which the powers of nostalgia and dreamy specificity combine with terrific technique to create something holistically sublime. I may have skimped out on that last one, but all of these references did indeed inform this sketch. The very dragon fruit and leaf inspired textures and patterns on the clothing, combined with the overall motifs and vibes from the Ruskin paintings as well as the Demeter portrait, transformed this character from great value DreamWorks ogre to an elegant forest spirit with a new story to tell. For a time, there wasn't a forest anywhere.
that could compare with the measure of life and creation that was expressed in the enchanted wood where the good spirit of growth, Arisna, lived and worked. It was Arisna's joy and sense of responsibility that led to her cultivation of new and otherworldly varieties of bushes, flowers, trees, and everything in between. Nobody knows if Arisna or the enchanted wood came first, but it's obvious that the two are spiritually intertwined, each being an extension of the other. Arisna once shared the enchanted wood with another, whom she cared for very much, but they have long since gone. Despite feeling lost from her loss, Arisna continues to wander the woods and tend to its life as she sees fit. Since then, the wood has been stuck in an unending state of decay, and Arisna doubles her effort to sustain the plant life as best she can, ultimately stabilizing it, but not forever. Arisna, who is spiritually connected to the enchanted wood, is unaware that her own grief and fear perpetuate the cycle of decay that she contends with daily. She is both poison and antidote, slowly sabotaging her own purpose so long as her feelings bind her.
What began as a doodle of a dopey mom gremlin eventually transformed into Arisna, spirit of the enchanted wood. A glow up if I've ever seen one. Now, I kept the details of the story intentionally a bit vague because I'm interested in coming back to this character for a future video, and I'd like to leave some of the details open for further experimentation. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, expect more videos like this one because, hey, I like making them. And if you like watching them, well, what do you know? There's a nifty little button for that, isn't there? Seriously though, liking and subscribing really helps me out because firstly, it tells me that you guys enjoyed the video enough to watch till the end, and it also tells YouTube that people like this, and it should recommend it to more people so they can join in the fun too. So that really helps. Thanks so much. If you want to be an honorary member of the Davis fan club, I'm going to need you to write cool plant in the comments below. Believe me, Davis actively appreciates your support. Just because he's a pothead doesn't mean he's a vegetable.